In this week's Disney Parks news, Florida Governor DeSantis moves Florida to Phase 3 and lifts the COVID-19 restrictions from the theme parks. What will Disney do next? Lay off 28,000 employees, it appears. We've also got fireworks testing, attraction closures, entertainment changes, and more. Please stay tuned. Hi, I'm Brooke. I'm an authorized Disney vacation planner from Disney Castle Dreaming Travel. Each week, we bring you the latest in Disney Parks news. Please like, subscribe, and click the little bell down below to make sure you don't miss any of our future videos. We also post trip planning tips and information. Now let's get to the news. Up first, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis officially moved Florida to Phase 3, effectively lifting the COVID-19 restrictions on theme parks, restaurants, and bars. The state is no longer issuing fines for failure to comply with mask regulations and is no longer restricting capacity. Disney released a statement following the announcement, basically saying that they're going to continue to adhere to their reopening plans and continue to exercise caution and above and beyond safety protocols. Basically, no change. As I mentioned last week, Disney has been quietly increasing capacity in their theme parks already. I don't expect any drastic or sudden changes in response to Governor DeSantis's actions. In addition, this is a little scary, given that it was just a couple of months ago, Florida was leading the country in daily new cases of COVID-19. So I hope that everybody's continuing to be cautious and wear their masks and be careful with social distancing. I think it's really important that we don't go too fast too soon. Yesterday, Disney announced upcoming layoffs of 28,000 employees from its theme parks division. While many Disney theme park employees were furloughed back in April following the closure due to the pandemic, this announcement is a major blow to theme park employees, both those hoping to be brought back to work soon and those currently working in the parks. It's going to take a few days for Disney to notify everyone. So if you are in the parks, please be kind to cast members, as I'm sure they are no doubt waiting on pins and needles to find out if they still have a job. Disney's official statement regarding the layoffs cites California's failure to allow Disneyland to reopen as a major factor in the layoffs. However, the travel industry as a whole has been very hard hit this year, and it may take years to fully recover. SeaWorld, Universal, other Florida theme parks have also been announcing layoffs, just not quite this large. Disney is the largest employer in the state of Florida. This, of course, also affects theme park employees in California, but I suspect the majority are going to be at Walt Disney World in Florida, as it is an employer of so many people. Our hearts go out to all the employees that will soon learn that they are part of the 28,000. This has been such a difficult year for so many, and this giant layoff by one of the world's largest corporations is certainly an indicator that no one is immune from the pain, not even the happiest places on earth. In good news category, there was some after-hours testing of fireworks at Epcot a few nights ago. The testing went on for several hours. Most likely, this is Disney testing their new nighttime show intended for Epcot, Harmonious. Harmonious was originally scheduled to be added to Epcot this summer or fall. However, at this point, it's more likely it will be added to the agenda in the spring. This new show, Harmonious, is supposed to be the biggest and most technical of any nighttime Epcot spectacular, and is likely that months of testing lie ahead before the show is ready to be released to guests. When fireworks do return to Disney, I do think Epcot is a great candidate for the first shows, and it's more spread out, and it will help prevent too much congestion. It will allow for some social distancing, which I think will continue to be important, even if the state of Florida says it's not necessary. While Disney fans rejoiced in hearing that fireworks testing was happening, and many speculated that fireworks are soon to return to the parks, I don't think this is true. I think that Disney fireworks extravaganzas are very expensive, and I think it is highly unlikely that Disney will start doing nightly shows again until the parks are returned to normal capacity and the hotels are all back open and full of guests. I just don't think it's economically smart, and they are, after all, a business. So as much as I love fireworks and I wish that they were starting soon, I don't think it's likely. I think it's going to be a while before we actually see fireworks during park hours that we all get to watch. Magic Kingdom did announce some closures this week. The Liberty Square Riverboat and Tom Sawyer Island are going to be closed from October 5th through at least January 21st of 2021 for refurbishment. They haven't given us much details on what they're actually doing to these properties, but most likely this may mean that the Rivers of America, which is the waterway that runs through Frontierland and into Liberty Square, will be drained during that period. Now, that's not been confirmed, but the last major refurbishment they did to this area did necessitate the Rivers of America being drained, and it was pretty unattractive when that happened. Now, perhaps I'm wrong, and perhaps it won't be closed. We'll have to wait and see. We'll keep you posted. Last week, we discussed the Polynesian Villages resort that's undergoing refurbishment, and it's closed until next year. At the time, Disney had not released any concept art for the project. We now have first concept art image that they have released. It is for the new ground floor entrance to the resort and the porte cochere for the Polynesian Villages Resort. Further, Disney officially stated that the resort will reopen in summer 21. They also stated just in time for the Polynesian's 50th anniversary, which is October 1st of 2021. The statement released by Disney with the new concept art image stated that the new entrance will feature a bold new facade that will complement the longhouses throughout the resort. They also stated that the gardens and fountains are getting refurbed as well, along with dramatic new lighting elements and outdoor chandeliers that will be inspired by glass floats, fishing nets, and bamboo. The new outdoor chandeliers will match the existing chandelier in the resort lobby and bridge the two spaces. So first, that tells us that the lobby's probably not getting a major overhaul. And they also stated that the guests can still access the Grand Ceremonial House and its operating retail and dining venues during the refurbishment project, which I think also means that the Grand Ceremonial House is not getting a major overhaul. I think the preliminary art is a good sign. The Polly's ground entrance has always been a little underwhelming, and it looks like they're fixing that finally, and that it's going to make it more worthy of this beautiful resort. If you're enjoying this video, please like, subscribe, and click the little bell below so that YouTube knows you want to see more videos like this one. We post Disney Parks news every Wednesday and other Disney travel tips and information bi-weekly. Now, let's get back to the news. After 32 years, Disney has ended the run of the Grand Floridian Orchestra. This six-piece orchestra has entertained guests at the Grand Floridian from high above the lobby for years and is beloved by many. While the Grand Floridian remained closed to guests when the parks reopened, the Grand Floridian Orchestra was performing several times a day over at Hollywood Studios on the Beauty and the Beast stage. They were renamed the Disney Society Orchestra for these performances. The Grand Floridian Orchestra announced on their Facebook page a few days ago that their final Walt Disney World performance will be at Hollywood Studios on Saturday, October 3rd. Disney's official statement regarding this was pretty brief and pretty vague, seemed to indicate that it was time for a change at the Grand Floridian. More likely, this cut is budget related, and it is a troubling indicator of things to come. In March, just prior to the closure, many of the entertainment acts featured throughout World Showcase found their contracts canceled. And I'm very concerned that we are losing, perhaps permanently, that extra entertainment throughout the parks that is part of what makes Disney parks so very special. However, there is some good news on the entertainment front. Over at Hollywood Studios, we have some entertainment coming back very soon. For the first time in forever, a Frozen sing-along celebration is returning to Hollywood Studios on October 5th. Disney has stated there's no changes to this popular show other than minor staging and audience seating changes to allow for social distancing. Also coming soon to the animation courtyard is Disney Junior Play and Dance. These are dance parties that will feature a DJ playing Disney Channel songs and encouraging kids to dance. Also featured during these dance parties are Disney Junior stars like Mickey Mouse and Vampirina that will appear on stage during the party. Also coming to Hollywood Studios, pop-up motorcades. These are going to allow guests to see their favorite characters over at Hollywood Studios. Much like the character cavalcades we've been seeing at Magic Kingdom, these themed motorcades will not appear on the schedule because they don't want crowds forming to wait for them. They are going to pop up, be surprise little mini parades throughout the day. There are 3 different motorcades, all featuring custom colorful convertibles powered by Chevrolet. Gotta love those sponsorships, right? The Mickey and Friends motorcade is going to feature Minnie, Mickey, Pluto, Chip, and Dale. The Pixar Pals motorcade is going to feature The Incredibles, Woody, Buzz Lightyear, and others. And then the Disney Junior Stars motorcade is going to feature Fancy Nancy, Doc McStuffins, and Vampirina. In runDisney news, last week we shared runDisney's announcement that the 2021 Marathon Weekend and the 2021 Princess Half Marathon Weekend were both transitioning to virtual races. The registration for these races all opened up last week. Registration is currently still open for all the virtual races for both weekends. So if you are interested, now's the time to register. I don't know how long the registration will remain open, so I wouldn't wait too long. If you're not familiar with a virtual race, basically you will run, or walk in my case, the race on the scheduled date, but you will run it in a location of your choosing, not on Disney property and without the porta potties and water stations that we come to rely on for major races. For Marathon Weekend, registration prices for the races range from $40 to $79 for the 5K, $49 to $99 for the 10K, $59 to $118 for the half, and $65 to $120 for the full marathon. The lower price includes a digital bib, a digital race toolkit that they say includes mile markers, a digital goodie bag, and a virtual playlist. The higher price for the event adds an event tech shirt. For those of you that like to do the challenges are also available. The Goofy Challenge, which is the half and the full completed on consecutive days, is $129 to $275, and Dopey, which is all 4 races completed on consecutive days, is $225 to $480. Pricing for the Princess Half Marathon Weekend is very similar. We're putting up a blog post tomorrow on the runDisney virtual racing system, so if you want more information, please check that out. Finally, loosely tied to Disney Parks news, it was Disney Week on Dancing with the Stars. Host Tyra Banks sported Minnie ears and a Minnie-inspired dress throughout the show, and every dance featured Disney songs and Disney theming. The highlight for me was the inclusion of elements from the Main Street Electrical Parade during the beginning segment of the show. The floats were displayed, and the little snail even drove around the dance floor. I've always loved this little parade and was so happy to see the floats and elements still exist. Hopefully, we will all get a chance to see this beloved nighttime parade at a Disney park sometime soon. And that's it for this week's Disney Parks news. Please like this video and click subscribe and the little bell below to make sure that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. We post Disney Parks news every Wednesday, breaking news when warranted, and trip planning tips and information bi-weekly. I'm Brooke with Disney Castle Dreaming Travel. Thank you for watching and happy dreaming.